This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. More about them later in the video. Hello, chat. With the release of Slayer about a month ago, the conversation of his strength feels like it's been a constant topic. I'm always one to say that you should never judge too quickly on how strong a character is. However, we are far past the initial honeymoon phase for the character. And there is something that I must accept. Something that I can deny no longer. This character might be strong. Maybe. A few days ago, I released a video going over the things that make a character strong in Guilty Gear Strive, and you may say that several of these points could apply to Slayer. So, let's look at them. Let's talk about if Slayer is top tier in Guilty Gear Strive. But first, we need to talk about our sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is one of the greatest VPNs in the world, and they're striving to keep you safe while you're browsing the internet. Surfshark lets you change your location to different countries all around the world. With over 3,200 servers in 100 different countries, you can pretend to be anywhere in the world. Some censorship that you want to get around? Surfshark's got your back. I'm sure telling everyone that on the open is fine. Surfshark helps you secure your data by masking your IP address and making it harder to track where you actually are. Not to mention that Surfshark's clean web blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts so you can continue to browse the web safely. Plus, Surfshark doesn't track, monitor, or store any of your online data, so you don't have to worry that they're looking at the strange things that you're browsing. If you sign up now with code Gecko, you'll get 4 months completely free. Just go to their website using my link in the description or scan the QR code on screen now. Thanks to Surfshark for the sponsorship. Now let's get back to the video. Before we get into what makes Slayer extremely strong, we need to go over the weaknesses of the character, since it gives us a better understanding of how the character functions. Also, the weakness list is just objectively shorter. So let's get started, shall we? On the surface, Slayer has some pretty useful neutral tools. Moves like 5 and 2K go extremely far forward considering the type of character that he is, and allow for frame traps and easy pressure sequences. His 2D now being cancelable on block gives him new combo opportunities as well as the ability to cover it. Plus, Jump D is a great air-to-air button that covers a large range. To say that Slayer has bad neutral would be underselling the character, but there is one thing that his neutral can be described as, and that's linear. Let's look at his 236K. This is an insane neutral skip tool. If you enhance it with a dash cancel at the start, you can basically go full screen. If the opponent blocks the end of the attack, Slayer ends up being around +3. This tool is really good stuff and can make his neutral extremely strong because he can just skip past all of it. However, there is one problem though. All of Slayer's pokes generally hit at around round start range, and beyond that, the only tool that he has to close the gap is 236K. The startup of that move is pretty short, being only 14 frames, and if it hits on the last possible frame, it'll take about 20 frames for Slayer to cross the entire screen. This isn't bad, but that's kind of the problem. When Slayer's at full screen, it's basically the only thing that he's looking to do. Kinda easy to beat your opponent when you know the only option that they're going to use. Slayer's choices at full screen are use 236K, what might be one of the best neutral skips in the game, or play a very slow, very grueling neutral game. Which one do you think they are going to pick? Plus, with 236K, you can just jump over it or even use 6P once he gets close to you. And if it doesn't hit at the end of the attack, it's -2, so you can just throw him right afterwards. Slayer's neutral isn't bad, it's just very linear. Alright, let's get this one out of the way. 5-frame normals, no meterless reversals, absolute dog shit backdash. Having a metered reversal is still good, however his other defensive tools end up dragging him down. His backdash in particular ends up being weaker than most of the cast, for a really strange reason. Unlike basically every other backdash in the game, Slayer doesn't actually move until halfway through the backdash, aka when he begins to reappear. In the older Guilty Gear games, this would make Slayer fully invincible, but now it only has 6 frames of invincibility and bad movement properties. How the mighty fall. And those are the 2 biggest downsides of Slayer. When he's outside mid-range, he has to gamble to get in or play a very slow neutral game, and when he's on the back foot, he's forced to spend meter or gamble to get out of it. And if I'm entirely honest, it's taking all of my energy to try and find things that are bad about this guy. So how about we go on to the things that people love to complain about? Slayer is a simple character, so the breakdown of his strengths isn't going to require us to go extremely in-depth on the mechanics of the game. In fact, the first one is so obvious that all you have to do to figure it out is look at the health bars. Slayer's ability to pump damage is something that has been well known for a long time now. However, unlike the other Guilty Gear games where he has to do complex links to get ridiculous damage, Slayer is able to get half health combos and even more off of very simple combos and conversions. A simple 4-hit B&B can do over 150 damage, which can put some characters down by a third. Then red Roman cancel and you can get that to nearly 250 damage, even more if you get a wall break with the correct conversion. That's more than half health for the majority of the cast. And God help you if he gets a good counter hit. Same damage for 0 meter. And if he does decide to spend the meter, then holy shit! Both of his supers do ludicrous damage. Last Horizon is the obvious one, putting the opponents in the orange zone, but Super Mappa Hunch shouldn't be ignored. This super has a sweet spot attached to it, meaning if you hit it at the perfect range, it does another hit, basically doubling its damage. The sweet spot is just past round start range, and if you're fishing for it, remember that Slayer takes a slight backstep when you input the move. There are definitely combos that help you set up for a clean hit, but I don't know them because I'm stupid. Speaking of stupid and combos, Slayer's combo structure is extremely simple. Most counter hits can be turned into high damage combos like we already talked about, and even smaller counter hits can lead into good damage, or even better, strong damage and strong OT. But even then, when he gets these stray hits, he has so many tools to be able to convert them into damage. Thanks to buttons like his 2D and 6H, Slayer is able to pick up these stray hits from pretty far away. With all these pickup tools, as well as the ability to empty Dandy Step to close the distance, Slayer is able to convert random hits into combos very easily if he has the knowledge and the know-how of what to look for. And with these forward advancing moves comes one of his strongest features. You may have already noticed, but Slayer has a lot of moves where he flies across the screen really quickly. When you have a character that is able to move across the screen so easily, you generally find that you're able to manipulate the position of the opponent extremely easily, as they can drag their opponent all around the screen with their different moves. Guess what Slayer is able to do with his different moves? With all of his moves sending you flying, he's easily able to make his combos take you from mid-screen to the wall with not a lot of effort. And in situations where it's not easy for him to get from one side of the screen to the other, all you have to do is swap sides with Dandy Step mid-combo, and you can force them to be in the corner. Because of both of these, Slayer is able to force his opponent into the corner extremely easily, and with this comes the ability to break the wall extremely easily. Slayer's Pile Bunker is a very strong move, but possibly one of its strongest aspects is the fact that it causes an immediate wall stick the moment he hits an opponent in the corner. It cannot be understated how powerful this is. Right now, positive bonus is kinda broken, giving you passive buffs as well as slowly generating a bar of meter and refilling your burst. You're generally able to get a lot of resources just from breaking the wall or hitting your gold burst. Not to mention, Slayer loves resources. Obviously, Last Horizon requires a full tension gauge to activate, but aside from that, Slayer gets so much use out of Roman cancels, it almost feels criminal. Being able to easily double a combo's damage by using Roman cancel. And obviously, it helps a lot with his pressure, but there's something even better that he gets from all of this, and that is the ability to steal rounds. Slayer is a snowball type character. When he's on the back foot, he's kinda crap, but when he gets going, he absolutely gets going. He begins to demolish his opponents and makes it feel like you're not able to play the game. He also has so many tools to turn the tide of a match in an instant. Obviously, Roman cancel makes every combo stronger, but it amplifies Slayer's damage by a ridiculous amount. But there's more to it than that. When Slayer lands a command grab, he gets put in the universe state, meaning his next attack will act as a max level counter hit. This is a guaranteed way for him to get a high damaging combo off of Dandy Step mix-ups or just a strong hit. He gets 3/4 of your HP from a command grab and a successful mix-up. I can't stop winning! So that leaves us with the final question. Does all of this make Slayer top tier? While I would love to wax philosophically at you, saying how tier list placements are stupid, and truly the strength of a character is only equal to the strength of the player, I feel like that's disingenuous, so I got something else for you. I played Baiken for nearly 2 years, and over that time, I learned a lot about this game. I learned about how to play her strengths, her weaknesses, and what she's about. Never once, while playing Baiken, did I feel like the character was the one truly carrying me, especially in the final few months of playing her. Playing Slayer makes me feel like I'm robbing my opponent at gunpoint and legally getting away with it. This character is able to just win because, well, fuck you, he's Slayer. There have been several times where I've looked at the status of the match and thought, oh, okay, I've lost. And then I won because I don't know. I am saying this as someone who actively has been playing Slayer, who loves this character and wants to play him competitively. This character is fucking busted. I mean, he's bottom one, absolute dog shit character, can't even move. What the fuck? What? He can't even move, right? He can't even play the neutral game? He needs buffs. He needs so many buffs. Once again, thank you to Surfshark for the sponsorship. Make sure to use code GECKO to get 4 months completely free by using my link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday for another Gecko Scroll video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next week. As always, a very special thanks to 64 MHz, Almost Nap Time, Cervantes de Leon, Daniel Wiederick, Edison Lottery, Fexo, Games.png, Haywire Novalite, I Am Naruto, It's Riley, Knife and Spoon, Pretty Cat, MP04, Mr. Clen, Nubus, Ray W, Sergeant Cubby, Super, Falcon, Tom Tank, Velvet Puppy, and Zandatsu for being Tier 2 patron supporters.